Hello friends, I am Kushagra Sinha. Today I am going to talk about the value of different trigonometric ratios in different quadrants, and later on in this video I am also going to talk about the graph of trigonometric ratios of different values. So first I would like to talk to you about the proverb after school to college. First I will draw the coordinate system. This here is the origin. This is the x-axis. This is the x dash axis. This is the y-axis and the y dash. So we know that here is the first quadrant, here is the second quadrant, and here is the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. You all must be knowing that the angle here is measured anti-clockwise, because when the angle is measured anti-clockwise it remains positive, and when the angle is measured clockwise it remains negative. So we are going to talk about anti-clockwise. So the proverb is something like this: after school to college. So for you have to remember this proverb after school to college. You need to notice the first letter here, which is A. A indicates all, which means that all the trigonometric ratios in the first quadrant will have positive values, and now we move on to the second quadrant. First letter S, which indicates sine, and the inverse of sine, which is cosec, will be positive in the second quadrant, and all the other trigonometric ratios will be negative in the second quadrant. Now, the third quadrant, the word 2, which means tan and its inverse cot. This means that tan and cot will have positive values in the third quadrant, and all the other trigonometric ratios will have negative value in the third quadrant. Now the fourth quadrant, college, the first letter is C, which means cos, and the opposite of cos, the inverse of cos, which is sec, which means that cos and sec will be positive in the fourth quadrant, and all the other trigonometric ratios will be negative in the fourth quadrant. This is a very easy and yet an important proverb. This will help you to identify which trigonometric ratio will have negative or positive value in any of the quadrant. Now, I would like to talk to you about some basics that we need to know before beginning with the graph of trigonometric values. So, as you can see here, I have drawn 4 points here: P1, P2, P3 and P4, and all the 4 points are of equal distance from the origin. Let us consider that the coordinate of P1 is x1 and y1, and we draw a line parallel to the x-axis. As I have told you that this point P2 is also of the same distance from the origin as is P1 from the origin. So what will be the coordinates of point P2? It will be minus x1 and positive y1. Now I again draw a line parallel to the y-axis to the point P3. Here the coordinates will be minus x1 and minus y1. Now I draw a line again parallel to the y-axis for the point P4, and as you know, now the coordinate will be positive x1 and negative y1. This is a very important yet basic concept. It will help you further in understanding the graph. So now we move on with our next topic. You know that this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. This is a line OP. Suppose it makes an angle theta with the x-axis, and point P is located on the circumference of a circle whose radius is 1. Remember that the radius is 1. So, what will be the x component, which will be something like here, something about here. What will be the x component of OP? You know that it will be OP cos theta. And what will be the y component of OP? It will be OP sin theta. As you know, the radius is 1, which means OP is 1. So this will become cos theta and this will become sin theta. So what this means, what are the coordinates? The x component cos theta and the y component sin theta. So from here we conclude that the x coordinate represents cos theta and the y coordinate represents sin theta. So now we are going to move on to our graph, which is the main topic of our video today. So here you can see the graph. It starts from 0 degree, 30, 45, 60, 90, 120 and so on. So basically it is anti-clockwise, as I told you previously. Let us consider the value of 30 degree. So you know that the value of cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. As I told you that the x coordinate represents cos theta. So the value of cos theta is root 3 by 2. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. And the value of sin 30 degree is 1 by 2. So now let us draw a line parallel to the x-axis up to here, which is 150 degree. So as I told you, it will become minus x1 and y1. Here you can see it becomes minus root 3 by 2 and plus 1 by 2. Well, what this means is that the value of cos 150 degree is equal to minus root 3 by 2, and the value of sin 150 degree is 1 by 2. Now let me take one more point. Consider the value of 225 degree. Here I have drawn a line again parallel to the y-axis to 135 degree. So now the coordinate becomes minus x1 minus y1, which is minus 1 by root 2 and minus 1 by root 2. Well, what this means is that the value of sine 225 degree and the value of cos 225 degree is minus 1 by root 2. Again, let us take one more example in this side. We have here 300 degrees. We draw a line parallel to the y-axis to 60 degree. 1 by 2 root 3 by 2. Here the y coordinate becomes negative, which is 1 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2. Well, what this means is the value of cos 300 degree is 1 by 2 and the value of sine 300 degree is minus root 3 by 2. So here you can see that this graph is very useful to identify the value of different trigonometric ratios of different angles. So if you like this video and you like my representation, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.